Do you feel safe? Maybe you shouldn't. Well, hello brothers and sisters, welcome to Mission Zero. My name is Shawn and this is FlashBack Friday, the show where we try and take stories from the past and apply them to present to create a better tomorrow. Okay, so 1 Corinthians 6:12, the Apostle Paul writes, "All things are lawful for me, but not all things are expedient." He's hearkening back to Proverb 25:28, which says, "A person without self-control is like a city that's been broken down without walls." What does that mean and why is that important? Well, okay, let's start off with the proverb. What the proverb is talking about is if you don't have boundaries, if you don't have rules, if you don't have something that you submit to, right? If you watched the Word with Friends on Wednesday, we talked about control and how important it is to have something to submit to. If you don't have that, what you develop are vices, right? In Battle Cry on Monday, we talked about vices. And what it means when the proverb says that you're like a city without walls to defend you is that if you don't have that structure, if you don't have those boundaries, you will just act on any whim, internal or external, that happens to come upon you. Well, why is that such a bad thing? For that, we go to the Apostle Paul, back to 1 Corinthians 6:12. When Paul says that all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient, what he means is some of those things can slow you down. Some of those things can slow or stop your growth. It's about consequences. And this is really what the problem with running wild is all about. If you give in to your every whim, you are about right now. It's about instinct, it's about passion, and no bit of it is about the outcome down the road, days, weeks, months, years. These things that we just don't think about easily take control of us, and that's what you've got to be wary of. So you have to watch for the consequences in your life. And the way that you do that is by keeping your focus, keeping your eye on your goals. Because once you know what your goals are and you're chasing them, that tells you all of the things that don't belong in your life and that you need to limit and that you need to eliminate. Now, by the same token, you have to be careful with that limitation, right? You need to keep your eye on your goals. And one of the things that's easy to do is to overrule yourself, right? We all know about the controlling parents who want to fulfill their child's dream, and they do so by choking the child down to just this limited path of things that can make everything achieve that dream. You can't do that either. So there really is my exhortation to you, the thing that completes out the week. We've talked about kicking vices this week. We've talked about finding the things that you're willing to submit to. And what I want to wrap with, what I want to leave you with, is keep that balance between the freedoms that you need to keep yourself motivated and the submissions that you need to keep yourself focused and growing and moving towards your goals. Because that makes you like a city with walls and well guarded. And that city will flourish. That city will grow without bounds. And that's really what you're looking for. It's what we're all looking for. And use that to continue to be even you-ier than you were before. And may God pour out blessings upon you. And I love you so much. Peace out.